Let's start my first question with the journey. I know ServiceNow's legacy is rooted in transforming enterprise IT and business operations through cloud-based automation. And over the years, it has evolved into a leading AI platform that transforms businesses. So my first question to you is, what attracted you to ServiceNow?
Yeah, no, thank you for the question, and hello, everyone. See, I have been following ServiceNow for many years. ServiceNow is this company which probably G2K use, all of G2K, Global 2000 use today, but not many people understand. But I have seen the power of the platform they've been building, and we saw that in many of the customers when I was at Google Cloud as well as Oracle, using ServiceNow to automate the business and run efficiently, and going beyond IT to every other department. So when Bill called me, one of the things which was attractive to me was the vision they had to use AI to really solve the next generation problem, especially around agentic, and how we could make sure the platform of ServiceNow gets modernized with a lot of the AI capabilities, while we, of course, allow all our customers to adopt it as part of the same platform instead of having to go to something different as well. So it sounded very exciting. I was working on AI at Google Cloud as well, but we were doing it at infrastructure level. And the more I understood with what the possibilities of large language models out there was, that the value would be a lot more at a business process level. You could automate, you can get a lot of value creation, you can get a lot of good outcome for customers, and the monetization for that is much higher than just providing an API to an LLM call. So those things were adding up, and when I spoke to everybody at ServiceNow, the board and others, the ambition, the humility, the hunger was there. And it was really a good fit in terms of where I wanted to be next. And I'm seeing a huge amount of traction with ServiceNow, with all the customers, and that path kind of made sense.
Got it. ServiceNow also positions itself as the AI platform for business transformation, promising to unify AI data and workflow automations. And what is your long-term vision for agentic AI to transform how businesses get things done on your platform?
Yeah, I think that this idea of data, what we've been thinking through, I mean, no doubt we were doing a lot of work at workflow, right? The idea of having a business process which cuts across multiple business systems and connects them together east to west in a way, as well as north to south, so that you can have a little more abstraction on top of all the various different system of records, as well as different legacy systems or third-party applications, while not having to go and keep on changing them if you want to automate your business on the top. So that was definitely doing quite well. Now, what we're seeing a lot of requirements around is around data integration as well. So the idea that you want to take a lot of the data which is in very disparate data sources, be it in different data warehouses like Snowflake, Databricks, or Redshift, or BigQuery, or even Oracle, and be able to now make sense out of it without having to move it around. Right, so the whole idea of doing things with zero-copy architecture and making it easier for customers to get value out of the investment they made in the data, but now be able to do insight to action at a business process level, not at, again, the data level. So that the efficiency and the improvement gets much higher value than by doing it at a infrastructure and data level. So that's the second part. And then when you think about AI, we've been always at ServiceNow for the last many years. They were the first ones to kind of add AI, especially initially starting with the idea of doing generative AI and summarization. But now with agentic, it's been part of the same platform. So if you combine the power of AI with data and workflow, you can really transform a business end to end. So that's really our thinking. And now we've gone beyond. We, of course, started at IT transformation. So if we talk to customers, everybody wants to get much more efficient at addressing any kind of requirements users have inside the company for IT request. But if you take the same idea of case management or the idea of solving issues or system of action in a way, to all other departments, right? Going away from just IT to security is another one, right? Where you're doing incident management, you're doing things around figuring out any kind of triaging of issues you might run into, applying patches to the right system through IT, but starting from security perspective, right? Then you go to HR, where you have employee kind of request. employees require help, and they don't know whether it's IT issue or a legal issue or HR issue or a finance issue. So they want to be able to now get help inside the company, work efficiently through similar environment as well. So that's how we're extending, our way of business transformation is going and touching each part of the company, making them all connected. We're doing things around finance, procurement, supply chain, customer service, order management, procurement, of course, but from the order management perspective to all the way to quoting as well as whole CPQ. So combining all those parts of your business through one platform, that's where the power comes in. So you don't have to go and implement different pieces everywhere. The same platform scales to those workflows, has the ability to have the same data model, same architecture, same experience end to end. And now for IT departments, it's a boon because they don't have to now go and re-implement all these things everywhere. They get much more efficiency through the same platform, and they're able to now deliver a lot more value to all the different business users inside the company, as well as to external customers who might need customer service as well. So that's how we're thinking about it. And today our platform is able to kind of deliver that with agentic and kind of as the core building block.
That's a very broad and ambitious vision. How do you track the progress towards that vision? Do you have a set of metrics or milestones you track?
Well, for sure. I think that multiple things. A good thing about companies like ServiceNow and my previous roles as well, been very customer-centric. So one, we try to make sure our customers are getting value. Any products we sell, how quickly are they going to implement? What value are they creating? Are they able to get more efficient or save money, but also grow top line? So we collect that data on a regular basis. We look at the ROI as well as the TCO on that. That's usually the big thing. Internally, inside the company, we of course try to run a lot of these capabilities inside and see, are we getting efficiency gains? So the metrics from that perspective as well. But the broader thing for us is that as long as our customer base is growing, our ecosystem, we've been very open-minded in terms of integrating with various third-party systems. So are we able to touch all the various systems inside an enterprise, and are we able to run and integrate with them so that customers don't have to completely revamp everything to adopt ServiceNow? So the efficiency around that is very valuable to us as well. And the metric beyond that is revenue growth, of course, and efficiency in our business itself. And how effective are we being to continue delivering outcomes for our customers.
Got it. So you have been driving ServiceNow's overall product vision, especially around AI, for a year now, right?
Yeah.
And how's the ServiceNow's legacy and your experience at Google and Oracle shaped your approach?
So I think this is ServiceNow culturally, as I said, is very customer-centric, and the idea of being humble and hungry, right? So we are very ambitious in terms of growing while making sure we do it in the right way. So the company always puts customers first. I have never seen the customer centricity this well defined inside the company than any other place I have worked with or people I interact with. So it's a good culturally established. Fred Luddy, who was the founder of the company, he started this company at 50. There's very few entrepreneurs who start that at that age. And to grow this company over the last 20 years to around 13 billion in revenue, growing at 20%, very profitable, as well as growing and expanding in terms of capabilities, has been, I think, based on how Fred thought about this organization. Then we have a very ambitious CEO and very visionary as well with Bill McDermott, who has been really thoughtful about what kind of value we can create for customers. And he talks to customers on a regular basis to ensure that we are thinking of them first, and then building a partner ecosystem around it. So culturally, it's very thoughtful. We have gone through 3 CEO transitions and very smoothly as well. So it's very mature in this manner. Now the next phase for us is to grow in terms of scaling, mindset, scaling how we deliver things, how we do multiple things. We are doing many products today. We want to double those things as well. So how do we scale? And that's where my experience with what we've done with GCP or Oracle comes into the picture, right? We are 27,000 employees today at ServiceNow. When I left Oracle, we are 140,000. When I joined Oracle, it was probably around 10,000. So we scaled there. Same thing happened at Google. When I joined, we were probably around 15,000 by the time I left, around 50-ish for Google Cloud. So the idea is to bring that experience and the knowledge of how do you scale in a good manner. How do you make sure the customer outcomes are still delivered? what we promise to customer doesn't fail, but also bringing in the experience, bringing in the processes, bringing in the scale so that we do this right. And so that's our goal right now. I mean, we are definitely been sharing what we've been doing on the AI products, for example. We have a product called Now Assist, which is our AI automation, agentic-based capabilities. We have promised Wall Street it'll be $1 billion next year by itself. This year is already first part of the year when we announced it public was 300 million already, and it's growing at a very high rate. So we on target on that, and that requires this idea of how do you do customer success, how do you remove barriers between pre-sales, post-sales, how do you make sure engineering is thinking about customer outcomes, how do the product teams think about better experiences from a product user experiences perspective, how do you integrate things better, how do you do partner better with a lot of different vendors. We're doing some acquisitions as well. Since I've joined, we've done around 6 acquisitions, 3 at decent size, and how do you integrate them fast so that we get outcomes better, right? So all these things require a continuous evolution, and the scale is what I'm bringing, at least from my experience from the other 2 jobs, as well as the customer centricity, as well as the humility and hungerness at ServiceNow, and this combination can really create magic, I think.
Thanks for sharing your experience, and it's great you focus on customer value creation. So that's really resonate with me. So in various conversations, you mentioned that customers only care about outcomes, not care about the complexity of models, for example. And how is ServiceNow embedding Gen AI into your platform to deliver real value?
Yeah, no, I think when I joined, there was definitely a lot of things we were trying to replicate what I could get from other third party, and then we can really make sure we go and focus on the IP ServiceNow has. Right, so our IP is, again, understanding enterprise systems, understanding business processes, integrating different things together and making it more efficient. So we now support multiple large language models. And we let customer choose. Similarly, we integrate with various different data sources using zero copy connectors and other things like that. We also support multiple hyperscalers. So our product can run anywhere, on-prem as well as all hyperscalers, same code base. So architecturally, the team has done a wonderful job to be able to now support all the different things which are happening in the industry and be able to build around it. And make sure the IP shines without being just kind of thinking about it being ChatGPT++. Right? So we started with Gen AI, as I said, the idea of summarization. But more and more, our investment is all around agentic workflows. So I'll give you some examples. I mean, a customer like AstraZeneca, a large drug manufacturer, they have a problem where it takes them a long time through the process when they get data from a drug trial to productize the outcome. It used to take them a long, long time because the process was cumbersome, a lot of data was missing, approvals took a lot of time, nobody knew who needed to do what. So they automated a lot of that stuff with agentic, where they're able to now remove a lot of the barriers, get down to the specifics. The task can be automated through AI agents. And wherever human required to review or approve, they can go push it out. They have got it down for like some of the core basic business process for documentation and review to less than 30 minutes from 30 days. And these are things we're seeing, like similar Pure Storage, a large technology company, for customer service. Right? They've been able to reduce the amount of time it takes to resolve an issue. And as the case management work we do in the background, who are the people who need to solve the problem, how do we address it, be able to do multilingual, be able to do multimodal, all that stuff on the same platform has been very valuable to them as well. So a lot of these things are really how we are bringing AI, but it's not AI for AI's sake. A lot of customers might not even know AI is used underneath. Even though we're using a lot of this technology, we're trying to make sure our product shines by itself without worrying about it. Tomorrow, we might change some of the technologies underneath the covers, and it shouldn't matter to. Same thing we're doing with enterprise search, the idea of how do you curate the content and how you bring individual things inside people's mind, which is more curated in the business context, to the data they get from the data sources. So how we combine those things as well.
Got it. That's a great example of how agentic AI fundamentally improve the customer business process. So that's a great example. So let's switch gears a little bit, talking about the enterprise AI adoption.
Yeah.
Right. So a major selling point of ServiceNow is it's a single data model and the ability to integrate disparate legacy enterprise systems. And but yet, lots of enterprises still struggle with the fragmented environment and siloed data. So sounds like ServiceNow is very well positioned to help those customers out. And so what is your plan?
Yeah, no, I think the biggest problem whenever I talk to any customer is the tech debt they've collected over years for enterprise. Again, we are very centered towards enterprise customers and the global 2000. And they are always worried about how do you maintain what they've invested in, how do you modernize, how you integrate what you have IP in some of these areas while you're thinking about building something new. I also don't want to throw away all the experiences you build over years completely. So integrating all the systems, silo systems is important. Like today, if I look at like say British Telecom, they use our HR service delivery product where they have hundreds of thousands of employees who don't want to go and interact with HRMS, like a HR system of record. They don't want to interact with an expense system. They don't want to go and interact with the benefit system. They don't want to go and individually interact with what they might be around time and management related stuff. So what they're doing is they're using ServiceNow as this integrated experience, a system of action, which we do all the heavy lifting of integrating all those various systems together, actioning anything somebody's asking for into the systems without individual or employee having to go log into all of them, make changes to all of them, and figuring out what to do with each other, the swivel chair usually which happens, right? So first we were, of course, empowering human agents who were basically taking a phone call or a service request coming through a web or a mobile phone and making that thing happen through ServiceNow at the back end. Now that is getting now straight away to self-service using agentic. So conversational AI or using even voice AI in a way, or a multimodal mechanism to be able to interact to all those systems through ServiceNow as the interface. And that is a big game changer for all these companies because you're starting to abstract out all these backend systems. You don't have to worry about keeping track of all those interfaces or logins and things like that. AI agents as well as human agents are taking care of that. Right? And over time, you can even replace some of them to a maybe cost-effective or a modern environment if you choose to, because your system of action is ServiceNow, right? And that is one example of how we've been doing this work with customers. Today, we have thousands of customers using agentic. We have 48 use cases out of the box available, be for case management, triaging, for employee onboarding, for ticketing, for IT system requirements, security issues, or customer service when they require help for the order or other things like that. So those things come out of the box, is agentic based, and they can deploy that, and it automatically does all the heavy lifting of integrating all the backend systems for customers.
Got it. So in your article back in May, you observed that despite putting lots of money into AI, and enterprises actually see the AI maturity declining. And the executives start to worry about their AI projects fail to deliver any measurable ROI. And then I read another article by MIT like last month, and they found that 95% of Gen AI projects fail to deliver any measurable ROI. So what do you think of that article? And sounds like their findings align with yours.
Yeah, no, I think there is a huge amount of, no doubt, hype around AI. Also, there's a lot of excitement and interest by many companies to do a lot of work in AI. I think when I talk to a lot of the C-level execs, the first they ask me, like, hey, our board is asking us to do something with AI. What should I do? Where do I start? How do I do things? And can we do it fast? And that creates a lot of this issues where there's a lot of do-it-yourself projects going on. You can, I call it like spare parts, right? You take pieces of technology, and then you land up building all the things yourself as a company, and it's hodgepodge of stuff without any control, without any governance, without any trust or safety. And it becomes very difficult to get good results. You can't get ROI on that kind of thing because one, everybody's trying to learn. Second, you don't know whether you're picking the right things. And the technology is changing every day. So what we've seen where success has been difficult for companies is where they're taking this mindset of spare parts, where we want to take pieces of things from everywhere and try to build everything themselves and not being able to keep up with the changes in technology, as well as not having some central way to think about how to deploy and how to manage, as well as how to do the life cycle around it, right? So that has been the problem with all this. If you look at the MIT report, most of the failures have been companies who did not partner with other vendors who have expertise. A lot of them were do-it-yourself projects. The MIT study was pretty short, I think 60 odd number of companies they talked to, and the failure rate was the highest in companies who started things themselves and could not really get the expertise they needed, and they couldn't keep up with the changes which are going on. The ones which have been successful has been really thinking thoughtfully about how they take right kind of technologies from the right vendors who can partner with them and evolve the products for their use cases, and they can focus on the IP they bring into the companies can focus on the areas they want to improve and bring the IP from the providers who have the depth. And that combination has been successful. So we have thousands of customers today who are live and deploying because they partnered with us and other providers in the ecosystem who are experts in areas which can really help them through the life cycle of it. And I think a lot of this evolution, if it's thoughtfully done with some kind of COE kind of mindset and some control, can really be successful, and you can get the ROI. Otherwise, you will end up wasting money and time, and you'll be left behind because I think AI is here to stay. You can't ignore it. It is going to be pervasive across every product, so you have to learn about it. And if you're going to waste time for few years or a few months, you are just falling behind against your competitors.
Got it. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on why so many enterprises still struggling to get value out of their AI projects. So for an enterprise who just start their AI journey, your recommendation is what?
My recommendation is work with ServiceNow. No, but that would be the easy part. No, I think this idea is be thoughtful about what you are trying to do. Pick one or two projects where you can judge the outcome and not do this idea of 1,000 flower, let 1,000 flower bloom, and all of them probably will never get the water it requires and they all will die. So find the 2-3 projects, find the 2-3 use cases, find the right vendors to partner with. It doesn't have to be ServiceNow. There are a lot of good companies who are doing a lot of interesting work in AI, and see what meets your needs, and then work with them to do things. This is not like do it yourself, I'll experiment today, maybe something will come out tomorrow, and then we'll see where it goes. These are board level initiatives now, and you can't subject yourself to failure, and it is going to be a competitive differentiator. So find the right partners, work with them, and there's a lot of great things happening in the entrepreneur side. I mean, a lot of startups out there as well. The combination of this technology with the right use cases can make a big difference, I think.
Great. So you have a very unusually broad role of responsibilities at ServiceNow, overseeing the product strategy, engineering execution, and the day-to-day operations. So how do you balance personally like all these responsibilities?
Yeah, no, I think the way I think about any kind of strategy without execution is like a PowerPoint. It's useless, right? So I'm not a big believer that somebody does strategy and then somebody else goes and does the execution. I think the strategy comes as part of execution, right? As a combination of work. So my job, even though it seems like the multiple roles, I think the combination of it makes it even easier for me, to be honest. If I had to go and say, you go build, you define the product, somebody else will do engineering, somebody will do operations. It's a painful process sometimes. And a lot of things take time to get done. Here we are able to do things faster because one, we are, in my organization, we are all thinking end to end. Right? And then second thing, I can build and bring a lot of good teams because of it, right? So the hiring the right people, of course, I've been fortunate. We have a very good team inside my organization, but we have hired a few more people since I've joined, some leaders who can think about this breadth of things we're trying to do and how do we do it in a very agile way. And I'm a paranoid person. I want to make sure we don't miss out or lose out on something. So that's why having a full visibility across all those things makes it, to me, a better way to operate. And I find easier way to kind of deliver things. And I know what we are trying to aim for, so that then I can execute against it. So execution is an important element of anything we do. At the end of the day, if you don't release the right products at the right time and the right quality and the capability we want, all these lovely discussions are useless. So that part is a combination of things. And again, our leadership team is great, and Bill has been a great CEO who understands the value of having a very solid product organization, engineering organization, and it's a product-led company. So it makes it easier to think about this little more end-to-end for me.
Great.
And I'll ask for a raise as well. That's a different thing.
Thanks for sharing. So you have a very inspiring career in scaling enterprise platforms, delivering innovative products, and also build up a bigger organization. And for the founders in this room who are also in the process of scaling up their business and organization, what advice do you have for them?
No, I'll tell you what works for me. It doesn't mean that it will work for everybody else. I think it's, again, focus on outcome, I think. As long as you can get customers successful, everything else adds up. A lot of times you have to pivot, and we do that as well in a big company like ServiceNow as well, right? I might start with something, and what we evolve to over 3 months, 6 months, is changes. And that's necessary in any business we are in, and especially in the AI area, which is changing every second. You have to be very aware of the changes, involve and engage with the product as well as the delivery of the products. We'll talk to customers. I mean, since I've joined 10 months, I've probably spoken to 300 customers, even though I run product and engineering, and my job is to really make sure we deliver great capabilities. Without that input, and also the second thing is the partnership, the ecosystem, right? We partner with hundreds of companies on a regular basis in every part of our stack. And I do understand interoperability. Without that, enterprise software doesn't work. You can't have a siloed product set. So I think just thinking that way, thinking product, customer first, and then working backwards in terms of what you're going to do differently every day to ensure you provide value to customers, get the right kind of outcome, and they're willing to pay you then. I think I've seen that succeed in every company I've been at because we created value for customers. And focusing on that always helps.
So we are running out of time, so
All right.
we have to wrap up. Thank you for
Thanks for having me. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah. Thanks so much.